And we are live. Hey Mo,
Hey, pretty girl
how
with
you
your pink
doing?
lips. Juicy, juicy.
I'm trying. It's husband season. So
Excitement.
what's up? Guys, we had some technical difficulties because I didn't set the timer properly to go live and we couldn't go live before 8 o'clock. Hence the technical difficulties. But I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're here, Mo. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is the Digital Jamaica Live Show. I'm your host, Katie Francis, and this lady over here is
Monique McIntosh.
Monique McIntosh with a radio voice. Guys, I don't know what happened today, but everybody was commenting on Monique's radio voice in our video
Oh
posted.
my god.
Every now and again, you slip into your what's her name? My one of my favorite radio voices, Porter,
Paula and Porto.
Paula and Porter.
Mm-hmm.
Love her voice.
Mm.
Yeah. They have the Paula and Porter magic today
Oh my
in the
god.
studio. Right? Special shout out to our viewers on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and those of you who will be watching this on the replay. All right, thank you so much for joining us. And today we have a very special guest joining us in our technically speaking segment to talk to you all about TikTok. Monique, I spent the entire day
I know.
doing research for TikTok, which is now one of my guilty pleasures. Guys, I am on TikTok obsessively. It's hilarious over there. But while I'm over there, I'm also observing and I realize a lot of things, and a lot of it I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight. So make sure you have your pen and your
Paper.
paper and you're ready to
Recorder.
write because I'm going
Yeah.
to be giving you
Gems.
hashtags. I'm going to be
Gems.
giving you all of it, all of it.
Tips.
So make
Everything.
sure you guys stay tuned. But before that, all right, on Digital Jamaica Live, we're going to have the tech word of the day and our tech trivia question, which is already out across all our platforms, guys.
Yes.
Okay, and it kind of give our age a little bit. If you guys didn't have to Google the answer on all, you guys just have to come to accept it. Okay, you're on the higher end of the millennial scale. You
Listen,
almost didn't make it to millennial. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're
I think all
almost.
there are many ends of the millennial scale because trust me, I instantly recognized that picture. I was
You
like,
did.
yes. I was
Really?
like,
You were on that platform?
I was on that platform. I was on the other platform and the other platform.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it, guys. We're gonna talk about it. And in our tech news segment, guys, we're gonna dedicate our tech news segment today talking about needs because every time we think say
So
it's a
organize and
level
it's
out,
yeah.
something else come up and we're like, oh come on guys, get it together. Is it that difficult? So we're gonna be talking about, needs, and specifically we came across an article recently where the local trans community, Monique, is talking about it because they're like these new requirements that they took into the bill.
Yes.
It is problematic for trans people because if they were discriminated against before, this bill is going to cause even more
More
discrimination. So we're going to
issues.
be talking about that. But before there's a want to give a special shout out to our
Yes.
sponsor,
Off to.
G5 Cybersecurity, protecting businesses and families online. Guys, make sure you visit g5cybersecurity.com to assess your company's network for security vulnerabilities and to see if you comply with the Jamaica Data Protection Act. Okay, thank you so
Yes.
much to Gavin, and congratulations, Gavin, on your
Oh
new
my
baby. I
god.
think she's called Grace. She's
She is so
absolutely cute.
adorable.
She's absolutely. Somebody says I sound far away. I don't know why. I'm getting new headphone and think
An
my flex phone
excitement.
on carry me. I don't know.
Oh,
But
well,
Monique,
guys,
it's over to you for
Yes.
our word of the day and our tech trivia question.
Before we go to our word of the day, just letting you know that we actually have a special guest for today's conversation. Today, we're talking about TikTok strategies for small businesses, and joining us for this exciting conversation is Anika Wilson. She's a strategy maverick, and we're going to be talking about Jamaicans that we can't stop watching, tactics that we've seen work, why they've worked, and so much more. So, you guys really want to stay tuned for that. And we also want to hear your feedback. So we want to make sure if you guys are in the comment section, send us your comments. We will see them. We will get them. Right? So send us your comments in real time. Add your 2 cents in the chat, and we'll feature some of the top comments on the actual stream. All right. So the word of today is actually 2 words: virtual community. And I have a quote here. My 7-year-old daughter knows that her daddy congregates with a family of invisible friends who seem to gather in his computer. Now, this is an excerpt from the opening paragraph in the book, The Virtual Community, Homesteading on the Electronic Frontier, written by Howard Rheingold, the man who arguably coined the term. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking that this book is a recent publication, but nope! This was published all the way back in 1993, believe it or not, before I was born. And that's why Rheingold is described as the first citizen of the internet. In the book, Rheingold vividly chronicles his experiences and observations, the good, the bad, and the horrible, over 8 years as a member of a virtual community. Now, a virtual community is a community of people sharing common interests, ideas, feelings over the internet, or even other collaborative networks. But how does Rheingold, who is the creator of the first virtual community, describe this phenomenon? So he describes it as social aggregations that emerge from the internet when enough people carry on public discussions long enough and with sufficient human feeling to form webs of personal relationships in cyberspace. So Rheingold explained that virtual communities was a way for persons to rediscover the power of cooperation, turning cooperation into a game, into a way of life, a merger of knowledge capital, social capital, and communion. Now, this statement may come off as overly dramatic or like a romanticized version, but if you really think about it, this is exactly what social media and other digital gathering spaces are all about. Platforms like your Facebook and your Instagram have allowed facilitators to create whole community ecosystem. What is a Facebook group? What are hashtags? That connect people from all over the world, literally. And for the most part, this has been a good thing. Donna Go, aka Auntie Donna, has been able to do a lot of good for persons through social outreach, powered by her over 337,000 member community on Instagram, and the visibility that has offered her or has afforded her. For small businesses and for creators, having an online community, having a virtual community can be the difference between digital success, fame, money, or digital oblivion. All right, guys. So we had a very nostalgic trivia question this week, and we're leaving it open for the persons who have joined the live stream. Now, you need to comment wherever you are so that I can see it in the live stream. Okay. Our trivia question for this week is, we have a very famous person. Who is this person and what is he famous for? Now, if you haven't submitted your answers as yet, drop your answers in the comments or chat section for a chance to win a Monoprice Pro Audio Series USB mic, courtesy of Breadfruit Media. I'm off big up Breadfruit Media because they have supported us throughout the entire way with these lovely giveaways. So big up Breadfruit Media. Yeah. But who was that person that we just showed you? And what is he famous for? All right. Make sure that you drop your answers in the comments/chat section. So I can't win the prize. Listen, it's only for people feeling nostalgic today because them remember that person and them say, ready. So, guys, without any further ado, we're going to go on to our tech news segment.
I mean, Kenny. Kenny will give me about 4 different answers already, and Kenny will not one of them is correct, love. I'm not sure what you're looking at. Shade, you may be onto something, girl. But here's a hint for you guys about these guys. He was your first friend, everybody's first friend on this platform. If you know the platform we're talking about, you're going to know who this guy is because he was your very first. The minute you sign up for the platform and you log in, a pink face just say, hello, my name is
Blank.
Welcome, right? Everybody remembers that. All right, guys, we're going straight into our news segment now. Guys, back in 2017, the government at the time passed the NIDS bill. I think it was passed back in 2017. It became an act.
Yes.
But it went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court in 2019 ruled that it was unconstitutional because it breached our privacy rights. Now, guys, let me tell you something. So we'll complain about Jamaican laws all the time, but the problem is not the laws, the problem is the enforcement. And I'll tell you this, I think we have a really good constitution. As somebody who studied law, I was always a fan of our constitution, especially our version of a Bill of Rights. It's a Charter of Rights, we call it. I think we have a really good Charter of Rights. I mean, some tweaking, but I think it's pretty good. In that Charter of Rights, it says explicitly that every Jamaican has a right to privacy. Yep. And so that's why the Supreme Court struck it down, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because the bill at the time or the act at the time made it mandatory. Everybody had to be a part of the NID system. So the court was like, nah, privacy issues, y'all need to not do that, right? So in 2020, Parliament come back again. The bill was redrafted to make signing voluntary, so no longer would it be mandatory because that's unconstitutional, but you can volunteer for it, right? However, this alone problematic. And this is the thing that we've realized when we keeping track of the NIDS bill and the multiple drafts and
versions.
Every version have some problematic things in it, and you're like, guys, come on now. So the issue with them saying, okay, no, it's not mandatory, it is voluntary,
optional.
There's no such thing. And let me explain why. Guys, are bank accounts mandatory? No. You don't have to have a bank account. But not having a bank account means that you are barred from certain social services. Not having a bank account means that you may not be able to get a job. Because the job go ask you for your bank details, right? Having a bank account necessarily means that you're not part of the formal system, and therefore you can't access a lot of things within the formal system. So this is really not a big change because they can say that it's voluntary, but then you have agencies within the government that say, well, you can't access this or that if you don't have it. Right? In that way, they can circumvent their own law.
Yes.
Pretty much. And it happens all the time. You're going to have companies that are going to start requiring that you have this digital ID or whatever. It is going to become mandatory in
Mandatory.
reality, and if the
Yes.
reality is going to play out very different from what the bill says. And guys, as somebody who has worked in legal spaces, that is often the case. What the book said is not really what happened on the ground. If y'all ever need a JP for anything, y'all know what I'm talking about. Exactly. Right? They're not supposed to take peer, but right? So that's what people, that's one of the complaints that people have, that it may say that, but
The
that's not
reality.
what's gonna, yeah, that's, but there are also some other troubling things that wasn't actually in the first draft of the act, but somehow mysteriously appear in this draft of the act. And one of
Some.
it is that if you are applying for
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
applicants are required to divulge certain personal information like your gender at birth, which would, and
Not
then
your not your gender,
your
but
gender
your
at
gender at
birth,
birth.
your original gender. You know, I'm probably going to get into a lot of trouble because I am honestly, I'm not up to date with the lingo in terms of
Okay.
the trans community, whatever. But the act says your sex at birth, and sex really means your gender at birth, right? And then that is going to be on the card. That is what they're going to put on the card. Now, the problem with that is we already know that the trans community, the LGBTQ plus community in Jamaica already have problems. They have only got problems, right? This is just going to add to the problems unnecessarily, because if you're a trans person and your gender at birth is no longer your gender, what is happening is that the government have go, oh, to know. The government is going to just do government policy is going to out you as a transgender person, and that may not be a situation you want to find yourself in, right? Especially in a society like ours that we're not necessarily the most tolerant. Now, it is funny because we don't have a problem if the person is somebody we like say a very popular comedian that has been memeified, right? And everybody, straight, not straight, everybody use this person as a meme because kiki is funny, right?
Yes.
But we only have a problem in other spaces, and you know
Areas.
we could get into it, but we're not going to get into it. So that's problematic, right? There's also the issue of access. Who can actually access this
The
data?
information. And
Because, and how, yeah.
how are they going to use it? Are there limitations or ramifications for the misuse of the information if it is accessed or tapped into in a way?
The act
Um,
doesn't say. This is what the act says. The bill,
mhm.
and this is a draft bill, guys, and it is expected that this government is going to enact this. This is going to be, everybody anticipate that this is going to go through, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So the draft bill, as it is now, says that in the act, which is going to be the Digital ID Act, I think is what it's called, that the bill establishes the national identification uh, and the registration authority. It's going to establish a body that is going to oversee the process, pretty much. And it's going to be called the National Identification and Registration Authority. The bill is actually called the National Identification, something like this. I can't tell you guys what the name of it is. The National Identification and Registration Act of 2020. That's what the act is going to be called, right? And within the act, it establishes the oversight body, right? Now, acts normally do that, right? And this oversight body, within that oversight body, there's going to be an office. And the office is called the Registrar General's Office, which is hella confusing because I wasn't able to figure out whether or not this is the Registrar General, or if this is a new body that is going to be called the Registrar General, but it's only for this specific reason. And there's a reason why I say that, because the act talks about registration of birth, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that's what the RGD did, which at first got me like, because the RGD is not the most efficient government agency, so worried. But then reading the act a couple times, I realized that that's probably not the case. I think what is happening is that Now that that body is established, they're going to establish within that body an authority, that's what it's called, that has direct management of the system. And it's, they don't call it registrar general because, you know, confusion is cool, I guess, right? And this body is going to be responsible for the administration of the database, because it's pretty much databases they're going to be creating, right? Two databases, one to store the information and one to verify the information where they must store. I don't know why they need two databases, but I'm not a database person, so I can't tell you, right? And so part of the function of the body is to, get this, develop appropriate systems and protocols for the security, secrecy, and necessary safeguards for the protection and confidentiality of the information stored in the national databases, and to develop policies, procedures, and protocols for the collection, processing, storage, authentication, and verification of information in the databases, and it must be consistent with the data protection best practices and in conformity with the Data Protection Act. Now that's all well and good, but nothing in this section of this app says that the minister has any say in how this body goes about doing anything. They report to him. But I am saying, as the minister, won't you, because no, you're leaving it up to some random people who we don't know who they are, and these are not apolitical people. So do it that what you will. Nothing in the bill prevents the prime minister from appointing people to this authority, and nothing in the bill prevents this authority from appointing anybody to this position, right? So that is where the concerns come in, because who are these people that are going to be in this space, and how are they going to be appointed to the authority? Now, this is where politics come into play, because what persons who are against the bill is really saying is that you cannot have something this serious, something that could possibly have some constitutional consequences just left up to some people that may be politically aligned. And we can see where that could be a problem, which is why there's a police oversight authority that is not police, because you can't have police and oversee police. And it's kind of the same thing here. So
problematic.
That's a problem. But then the bill itself doesn't say what security or secrecy or anything like that
measures
means, or how to measure it or anything like that. They do say with data protection best practices, but best practices for who?
Yes.
From where?
What's the standard?
What's the standard that we're working with? And it says in conformity with the Data Protection Act. The Data Protection Act is weak. Our Data Protection Act is weak AF. So I am not, no, you know,
comforted.
At first I was like, listen guys, y'all give Facebook more information. Facebook do be having all your information though. However, it is voluntary. You voluntarily give Facebook that information. And if you should go and read the terms and whatever of Facebook, them tell you all your information is stored. Them tell you how you can access your information, even though the bill does say that you can write to the body to ask them to access your information. Now, have you guys ever written to any Jamaican government agency for anything? Tell me if you get a response. But anyways, you have to go right to them to ask them to either update your information or access your information in any other way, right? But with Facebook, there are actual consequences for them leaking your information. I don't know what the consequences are for this, because the bill doesn't really talk about a consequence for any breach of your data or anywhere. So that to us is some problematic-ish, right? So these are just a few of the issues that we are having around disclosure of information, who has access to your information, how they access your information, and for what purpose. What persons are saying is that information should really only be shared from the system only for authentication purposes, right? Nobody else should not have access to the system. And I see somebody in the chat says something happened at the ministry. Innovator TV said, yeah, well, we saw how a male work at the Ministry of Health misused the vaccination contact information recently to message a female to look her.
Yes. Yes. You didn't
Oh,
hear,
that
you
really
didn't,
miss me.
I don't know how that one miss you. Literally. And she screenshot the WhatsApp. Uh, I'm sorry, I did not get your permission to get your number, but I helped you at the vaccination site earlier, and I wanted to. Uh huh. Uh huh.
So is that not a dating site? Is a dating app?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there needs to be some more. The bill needs to get a little meatier. It needs to go into details about how exactly the government is going to safeguard our information. Because guys, I never tell you why this is important, guys. Data is big money. Data is the new gold. Okay? Data is nothing. Fuck that. Data is the new oil. Okay? And if you have access to this much data, you can sell it for a lot of money. And then all them are gonna know. All them are gonna know say you sell the data. What are the procedures? All them are first of all, them never ever know say they sit from the app, the Jam COVID app leak. So all them are gonna you cannot tell.
They did not know that there was a problem in the first
You
place.
cannot tell. So what if a shikini business can go on and the app don't really there are too many holes that the app does not plug and it's a
Yes.
problem.
All right. Yes.
Yeah,
But last word on that, because
yeah,
our
sure.
time is running up. Okay, guys. Um, Honestly, very problematic. I really hope that there's some further insight and development that happens here, because as is, not just only with the trans community, naturally it immediately impacts them, but there are gaping holes in terms of how all of our information is going to be treated and handled. And we've
Yes, yes,
had
privacy.
we've had too close for comfort. It hasn't been 10 years since Jam COVID. It was just the other day. So, for our comfort. But, guys, we have some quick updates for you and some exciting ones too.
Yeah.
On October 30, we opened nominations for our fourth. Can you believe it? Our fourth annual Digital Jamaica People to Watch series. Now, every year around this time, we ask for you, the public, to help us to identify the people then within the digital space who are going with beer things. Yeah, who are within tech digital spaces, so that we can highlight them, so that we can show them off and really recognize them for the work and the contributions that they have made within the tech space. So keep your eyes peeled and make sure that you get your names and who your nominations are ready for October 30, when we open nominations for the 2022 Digital Jamaica People to Watch list. Our next pop-up talk shop series is actually going to be a youth summit. Now, coming up in November, we're using that time to commemorate Youth Month. And in that Pop Youth Summit, we're talking about the future of work. Specifically, we're tapping into how digitization is affecting and has affected employment. And this Youth Summit is for youth. Now, we're talking kids, we're talking high school and university students. To be exact, because we're helping to prepare the next generation for what work is, right? So make sure that you're following Digital Jamaica on social media, on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, every single platform, so that you can keep in tune with all of our updates.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Guys, coming up, we are going to have Anika. Anika is in the building. Whoop, whoop. And she's going to join us to talk about TikTok. All right, guys. Now, I have some really exciting stuff to share with you guys about TikTok. And we are going to be doing that right after this. Hey, Anika.
Hey
How
guys,
you
what's
doing,
up?
doing, doing?
I heard the
All
radio voice, Monique.
You're ready,
Ooh.
right? Every now
Yes,
and
me
again, she
too.
put on the, hi, my name is
I
Monica.
know,
Let me
I
see.
know,
I
I
was like,
know.
ouch, ouch, ouch. Easy, easy.
Uh,
Hi, Antipat. Hi, Rawl. Hi, Kenny. Rawl and Kenny are having a proper discussion. All your
Who's
folks
Listen.
over there in the
watching?
chat. Guys, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Healer Yogin IT says, I love the Youth Summit idea. I think that's much needed and great. Yes, because guys, we have observed a lot of what has been happening in the space and work has completely
Has
changed.
changed.
Now, work was changing before, but the pandemic slapped it with everything different, everything is going to change. And we don't think we're adequately preparing our young people or young adults for what that is going to look like in the future. And
Yeah.
we kind of need to get serious about that if we're going to get serious about this whole digital economy and becoming a digital country. You can't do that if the people them still, if you go police station for report something and them still a line up and
The
big
big
black
book.
book and I write down in there. Yeah, that, yeah, all right.
Woo!
So, yes, guys, let's talk about it. Remember to select the winner, guys. Yes, Kenny, you have to wait. You have to wait, darling. All right, guys. So, what is TikTok? TikTok is a very interesting place, can I tell you? Okay, it is a, how would you describe it? It's a very fast
M-
paced, very
micro video.
micro content platform.
Yeah. But video.
Yeah, it's like if you got, okay, again, guys, I'm giving away my age.
Hmm.
But if
You
you guys
sure you
remember
want to do that?
Vine, who remember Vine?
Kidio, Vine
Come
was here
on.
the other day. Come
It
on.
wasn't that long
It
ago
wasn't
now.
that long ago.
But yeah, but who used to use Vine though?
A lot of
How
people.
many of us used to use Vine though? Right, guys, forgive me, Anika, I did not know you to introduce yourself. Could you please introduce yourself to actually, I want you to chat too much. Monica, Anika, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi everyone, Anika here. I want to shout out Raul who said hi
Hmm.
to me in the comments. I want to say
Bap
hi to
bap.
Raul. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. I've been a marketer for about 15 years and then just segued into digital because we have to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. And my passion is in brand development. So I love brands. I love small
Ooh.
brands especially.
Yes, she is a solopreneur expert, digital marketing expert, or just digital strategy expert. That's what I think of you as, Anika, because I know you are very passionate about one person businesses and small businesses. So
Hashtag solopreneurs.
hashtag solopreneurs, yes. But
Yes.
guys, back to TikTok. No, I did not like TikTok when TikTok first come out because it was like this is a whole other edit. Because guys, if you are a small creator or a business
You
and
know
you're
the
on these
pain.
platforms, it is very difficult to keep up with all of them. And we keep telling people in our workshops that hey, you don't have to depend on every
Everything.
platform.
Mm-mm.
You're not feeling
Don't
everything,
work.
right?
Mm-mm.
Pick one, grow it, and then expand into other
Right.
spaces. So we're kind of the ease back off of the TikTok thing for a minute, but guys, kid can't sleep very well at night. And so I rediscovered TikTok, and
Christina
especially
Columbus.
because, yeah, I Columbus it, right? Especially because I'm on YouTube constantly. And I keep seeing these. So YouTube stories have really now turned into TikTok, a YouTube version of TikTok. And
Yeah.
I keep seeing these stories, and the ones that were interesting, I know the name, and then I go to TikTok and then I find them, and I go, oh, this is nice,
Mhm.
kind of like a thing. Because let me tell you what kept happening. You were seeing the stories, but then because YouTube stories are so short, then cut off, and you know,
And
see
you
the
can't
end,
see
and
the
you're like,
end.
this is a letdown. So then you have to go TikTok to watch the rest of it. That's how I got into TikTok. I know I'm hooked.
Rabbit
I'm
hole.
obsessed. A complete rabbit hole. But let me tell you something. I've been observing something over there, guys. And I'm see where Caribbean based businesses can do wonderful things over there and opportunities over there, especially if you're interested in expanding out of the Caribbean market or out
Mhm.
of your own local market. There are a lot of opportunities there. So, guys, let's talk about it. Why is TikTok good for small businesses and creators, Anika?
Well, there are a lot of reasons, but I would say for one, you can definitely have a more personal feel there. And people feel close to you. It's almost like even the interface itself feels personal. It feels almost like you're on a video call, like
Yeah,
yeah. So there's this
Mm.
kind of video call, FaceTime kind of vibe that's happening. So you can really, really, really create community. You
Yeah.
can create deep, deep connections as well. And the ability to be able to cross-pollinate from one platform to another is great, meaning posting stuff
yeah.
on TikTok and being able to easily repost or repurpose the content
And we're gonna talk
elsewhere.
about that
I think
because
that
that's one of the biggest
that's
things.
yeah, I think that's one of the biggest shining features of TikTok.
Mhm.
And I think another something that really stood out for me from the beginning, and it has continued till now, and I'm very happy about that, is about how TikTok stripped everything back. I've seen Shaquille O'Neal in
Yeah,
a
it's true.
marina and some jersey shorts, basketball shorts, and yard slippers
Very casual.
dancing.
Yeah.
Let me calm down. Dancing and jiggling
You're a little
and
too excited.
yeah, and you know the body I roll, and it's like this is a celebrity, and it's like
Yeah.
up here, but Ima wear marina and shorts like me.
You can relate.
Yes, it's super relatable, and as a creator or as a small business or a brand, it can help to take away all of that. I have to put on lipstick and eyeliner and mascara and shadow and
That alone
do
is
my ear and do
exhausting.
my nails. And I see people with chip off nail and rollers in their hair doing TikToks, and it is not the eye don't bat twice, right?
Yeah.
So as we're talking about small businesses, creators, brands being able to step out on a platform and just create, uh, TikTok has really created that space and allowed the imperfection of
Mhm.
And
you.
you know, I want to tell you that it's not TikTok, it's the users on TikTok. Because guys, remember that TikTok before it was TikTok was Musically. It was a music-based app, and
Mhm.
then they got bought out, and it
Yes,
became TikTok. But it's
TikTok.
really the users that really make TikTok what it is. And I would venture to say, particularly the black content creators, because they are the
Mhm.
trend starters, trend setters
Setters.
Yeah.
over on TikTok. In fact, and then what has been happening is that guys, TikTok has become sort of like a cultural meeting place, and then that get exported to other places. So if
Elsewhere.
Yeah.
something is happening on TikTok, it's going to affect conversation on Facebook,
Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter.
True.
Exactly. So it
Very true.
expands even off of the platform, and it's precisely because there are so many black content creators on that platform. But these are some other useful, just some other usefulness of the platform that I've observed.
Mhm.
I don't know of anywhere else where hashtags are as powerful
Mhm.
as they are on TikTok. And I think this was intentional. I think the algorithm on TikTok is intentionally friendly. Because the dot means the work that you have to do to make sure it is friendly, but it is intentionally friendly to creators because
Mhm.
they want you to grow quickly. Because
Yes.
if you can grow quickly, then you will stay on that platform and you dedicate
Yeah.
more time to that platform because you're seeing it is obvious, the growth is obvious. Unlike on Instagram, where nobody can figure
Mhm.
out what the hell is happening with the Instagram algorithm.
Yes.
1 minute they do something, and the next minute the man in front of him skittle sitting come on in Twitter come tell you some foolishness, and the world went mad. And you're going, dude, you're very casual about this shit. But
Facebook
my
is very
employer just
temperamental.
stamped $50,000 into Instagram. I know our campaign have to change.
But
So
even
it
when you look
was
at the data, though, because
yeah,
Instagram has taken so long to get to the point where I think the data says that the average Instagram user stays on the platform about 52 minutes per
yeah.
day. And TikTok has people on the platform 52 minutes per day and checking the app at least
Ooh.
like
And
eight
TikTok
times
is
a
what?
day.
3 years old?
Yes.
It's It's
Yeah,
3 years
think of
old.
it. It's a
So
baby.
it took them 3 years to get to where Instagram is now. And it's a highly visual platform. And this is the thing. If you are not creative, you won't really make it very far on TikTok. Creativity on TikTok is
Is
not a
it?
here, so yeah,
Yes.
but there are ways, even if you're a brand or business, that you can jump in and look creative,
Yes.
especially if you are like doing a challenge or any one of the trends, because TikTok is known for the challenges
Without doing
and
these
the
videos
trends.
only.
Sorry?
I'm sorry. I had to throw shade. You know the videos where they point and they point
Yeah.
and they point and they point.
You get
Without
tired
only doing that. Don't
yeah.
only do that. It annoys the
It's
hell out of
annoying.
me.
It's annoying. But and you make a good point though, Anika, because you have to be careful which trend you dump on and which challenge you dump on, because you won't be out here looking like a fool if you pick the wrong one and
Grandma
it don't give what it is supposed to
supposed to
have
give.
gave. And that's the Twitter speak there, right? So it's
Yes.
a popular culture place. It's highly visual, but on top of that is the content and the ease of creating content, because it's everything. It's like that's why we call it like the Swiss Army knife of social media platforms, because the inbuilt content creation and editing tools are phenomenal over on
On
TikTok,
TikTok.
and then TikTok intentionally made their platform shareable. The content on
Yes.
their platform is so easily shareable that you
So
can literally
smart.
send it. That was the smartest thing I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because why is it that I can download a TikTok video but I can't download an Instagram video?
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Listening
compare
to the
content,
users.
things like
Yes.
that.
Listening to the
Exactly, and
users and what the users need. And the
one of the
ability to
reasons,
share.
yeah,
I'm saying the ability to share across this. Each platform previously, or most of the platforms previously, have really safeguarded themselves, and they've said, if I'm on Facebook, I don't want you
yeah,
to share YouTube stuff, YouTube links,
Yeah.
and if and I'm gonna punish you, guys. You're distracting me, and I'm gonna punish
Sorry.
you if it is that you're cross sharing LinkedIn posts on Facebook or somewhere else, right?
Mm.
And TikTok is just like, okay, we're new kids on the block.
Let's do
These
this.
other brands have solidified themselves, and these other social media platforms are already so pervasive. Why would somebody come over to me? Naturally, it's because, and then you look on these other platforms where you have to use 10 different apps to create the one post. If
yeah.
I can literally, I don't have to go figure out something else. I
Yeah.
can just work in this one app, and I can make my edits. I can first of all, let's just unwrap the genius of this. I can shoot the video, edit the video
Mm-hmm.
in multiple ways,
Download
download
the
the video,
unpublished video that you can
Yeah.
store on TikTok
yeah,
Right.
and set for publishing at a later time, but you can download the unpublished video and share it elsewhere. So you can even use TikTok as just a content creation tool.
Okay, brilliant.
as a publication tool, because sharing it from that platform to multiple platform, we just condensed InShot or Viva Video or whatever video editing thing you use, your camera app, the platform you'd have gone on to post the social media / Hootsuite or whatever content management system that you'd have used to distribute the content, a full platform or 5 in 1.
Yeah, TikTok just said here, well, we're all you need,
And
baby.
branded.
And the thing
Branded.
Yes.
yes, and I'm gonna get to that, because I think what TikTok did was look at what people were complaining about from the other platforms and like, we ain't doing this, that, or that, and that makes sense, doesn't it? And Anika said something about branded. Notice what I said earlier. I would be on YouTube, looking at YouTube stories, seeing a TikTok video on YouTube stories, and I
And
know the
leave
name of
YouTube.
that TikTok user because it shows up on the video itself, and I can go find it on TikTok.
Yeah, brilliant.
branded, right? So I
Yeah.
think in that way. So Kellyanne Bethel says the algorithm on TikTok is another level. It is scarily specific and predictive, so it gets your content to the right audience easy. But why though? We're going to tell you in a minute. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Let's look at some of the key features. So talk about the built-in content creation tool. You can
Yeah.
record, you can edit, you can do green screen, right? Which
Mhm.
is where this is the thing. Even though on any platform, some categories are going to perform better than others, right? Because it's social media and it more fits a social media
And it's
platform.
social.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
even if you are a teacher or somebody who's in a kind of serious profession that you wouldn't necessarily think would be on social media, you can still use these features and be creative in how you share your knowledge and information. And I think the green screen is a game changer. That built-in green screen effect is a game changer because effectively what it does is removes the background of your video and you can then add
With
anything to the
anything.
background of your video. It is super cool, right?
Yes.
And we're gonna drop a link, guys. So you can. We found a really great video that really explained how to really use TikTok. We're gonna drop the link for you. Go and watch it. She gives really great tips. The other thing too is I come across your video, I like it, I comment, but I don't have to just leave a text comment. I can do a sticker comment, I can do a video comment, or I can do a image comment. But like
Fun.
that,
Fun.
I'm gonna tell you why it's useful for you as a small business later on. Hashtags, as I said, specifically the hashtag FYP. Who can tell me what hashtag FYP mean?
Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the
Drop it in the
comments. Drop
comments
it
if
in
you
the
know what hashtag
chats.
FYP mean because it's actually a really important hashtag, especially if you want to build visibility in the space. The duets and the stitching, amazing because then you can duet with other people.
Yes.
Once they enable the feature, of course, people can block you from doing that. Yeah, Marsha Gale says for you page. Um, for you page.
PG.
Yes, guys, it means for you page. So what does that actually mean? We'll soon come back to that.
Hey, Marsha.
You can share videos. You can actually turn your TikTok videos into GIFs. Is it GIFs or GIFs? I say GIFs. What do you
That's
say?
a whole debate.
I say GIFs. GIFs.
I
Okay.
say
GIF.
GIFs too.
GIF.
I say
GIF.
GIFs
GIF.
because it
Two
just sounds
against one.
sexier than GIFs. GIFs sound like a baby boomer trying to use slang. You
Oh
know?
my gosh.
GIFs.
We are basically the same age. Watch it.
So I said GIFs, but you can turn your videos into GIFs, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it, and it is right there in the app. Easy to download videos. TikTok Live. You only need to have 1,000 followers to do a TikTok Live,
Mm-hmm.
and TikTok Lives are very interesting, right? You can easily share across multiple platforms because one of the smart things that TikTok did was make your content easily shareable, especially on
Across platforms.
Instagram,
Yes.
right? And in comment links. So for instance, if somebody say, hey, somebody's talking about
Oh,
something
that's
and
yeah,
go,
that's a big plus.
where's the video? I can actually drop the link in the comment, and if I long press on the link, it
Mm-hmm.
copies the link in my phone's copy cache, whatever, and
Yeah.
I can then copy that. I can then paste it
Clipboard.
into
Clipboard.
Google and search the link, and the link come
Mhm.
up.
Clipboard. Yeah.
Clipboard. Exactly. Yes. If I long press on it, it saves the link. Even if you have the link and other words in the comments, it saves the link separately from the words in your
That's
phone.
such
So
a big plus.
I
Lovely. Oh
don't
my
know
God.
if it's just because I'm using a Google phone, it does that, but I don't think it's because of the type of phone I
No.
have. So if you long press, it will save the link, and you can then just drop the link in your browser, search, and you find the video, you find the content. I think that is so that's a game changer. But guys, let's look at some of the niches and the industries that perform very well on TikTok money. What are some of the industries that you think perform really well on? I said LinkedIn, didn't I? On TikTok.
LinkedIn on your mind. So there are lots of different industries or niches that perform exceptionally well on TikTok. Naturally, because it's visual, travel, is one that does superbly well.
Yeah.
We have an example coming up, and I loved that. And literally, this travel example led me to go and search out the place to see if I could book it. Like that good. Also, another really big visual space, and we saw it on Instagram as well, is food, because we love to eat and enjoy food in so many different ways, and it's
It's
so
a
intertwined
cultural
with
thing.
culture. Yeah, it's so intertwined with culture, it's so intertwined with family, that naturally it would translate over on TikTok as well. Entertainment, because listen, it's been a panini, it's been a panoramic, it's been a lot of things. And sometimes, and going back to the point that I made earlier about it just being a little more hair down, stripped back kind of version,
Yeah.
a lot of regular people and the celebrities have literally used it and brought back to me that freshness and that, hey, I'm not trying to be perfect in
Yeah.
entertainment.
Anika, what are some of the industries you think perform very well on TikTok?
Honestly, I think, how would we lump this? Generally speaking, like education. So anybody who's there to teach, to educate. I mean, the whole what is it? Study Talk. That hashtag Study Talk has like over 1 billion views for videos. So anyone who can lend some sort of knowledge does well. Art does really well.
Yep.
Personally, I love the food. That's probably one of the
Yeah.
reasons I
Yeah.
deleted the app from my phone before, because
Yes.
I'd smoke a little bit
Cravings.
and then get too hungry in the night. But yeah, no, food, entertainment,
Yeah.
and
You
education
you
on
know what you
my feed. DIYs.
yes, absolutely DIY. But tagging back on what you just said about education, and it sounds funny, but even some things around like mental health and sharing just
Yeah.
little
Mhm.
bite-sized
Hacks.
bits of information, hacks, and it all comes back to education.
Mhm.
People could be talking about relationships, about how you find yourself, and
Real
all of those
estate.
stuff. Listen, so
Yeah.
I think
Even
the
even law. There's a lady that I follow called Hood Lawyer. Oh my
oh
gosh.
my god.
She
Mhm.
is hood. But she gives a lot of useful information. And there's other guy who has like 4 million followers. He's a lawyer as well. But this is what he does. He uses viral videos. You guys know the current phenomenon.
Mhm.
So he will use like a current video and said,
Oh my
"Is
god.
this legal?" And then he
Oh,
drops
that's
that
fun.
and he lets it marinate for like a couple hours, and then he come back with the answer. So he'll tell you, okay, whether or not the current will run up on the lady and the lady kick her down if the lady is in the right or not. So he uses viral videos, viral content from internet, user generated content. He uses that and then he takes it from the perspective of an attorney to say, what can you do in this situation and what is legal or what is not legal.
Mhm.
And I think it is actually pretty cool. So that could fall under education as well. But some of my picks will be beauty. Beauty is popular everywhere, but especially on TikTok, there's a lot of beauty creators over there. Beauty,
Fashion.
nature, fantasy, believe it or not. I'm seeing a lot of black elves on TikTok. People do elves ears. So cosplay is very big. Pets. I am obsessed with dogs. Maybe because I'm not gonna get one in real life, I live vicariously through these people. But I love dogs. So pet videos is on my feed all the time. And comedy. Jamaican comedians are eating off food off of TikTok, like serious
Absolutely.
food.
Yeah.
Um,
That DIY
so
comment too.
Marsha
Uh
says, 1 minute, would fashion also be a big industry too? Yes,
Oh
beauty,
yeah.
fashion, lifestyle. Yes, girl. Jamaican beauty people, them. Yes, girl.
Yum
Wanna
it up.
eat food over there?
Yum it up.
Proper food. And we're gonna show you a couple of them coming up.
Yeah, while you load that up, Kadia, just saying that DIY comment that we made earlier, we can't sleep on it, because that's one of the spaces that I never really expected to be as big as quickly, but persons have found some really unique ways to showcase their creations and making products behind the scenes stuff, etc. All right.
Yes. So right now, what we're looking at popular Jamaican comedian Davy and Ricky, and this is what we're talking about, guys. When we say that Jamaicans eating a proper food, especially comedian Jamaicans eating a proper food over there. Now, when we talked about, guys, now we're moving into the strategist part of it. So pen paper, right? So when we talk about the ease of sharing content on the platforms, this is what we're talking about now. Unfortunately, you can't really. A lot of the features that are on the app is not available on the desktop version, and I can only show you the desktop version. But if this was the app, I would see Davian's Instagram logo here. So when I click on it, it would take me directly to Davian's page. So on it, you can connect your Instagram directly to TikTok, and you can also directly connect your YouTube page to TikTok, because this is the problem that YouTubers have. They may have a really big following on Instagram or TikTok or any other social media platform, but it is hard work for them to translate that over into the YouTube space. Why? People are lazy. It is hard to get people to move from one platform to another platform, especially if they're comfortable over on this platform. I think TikTok realized that, right? And because they want to help creators grow, what they did was gave you the ability to link your YouTube. So literally, when I click in the bio, when I click it, it says Instagram and says YouTube. But when I click on YouTube, it takes me directly to YouTube, and I don't have to then come out of TikTok to go open the YouTube app. It takes me directly to the creator's YouTube page or directly to the Instagram page. So, guys, strategy number one: make sure you connect your other main platforms to your TikTok platform. So, if it's your website, your blog, your podcast, your YouTube channel, Instagram. Now, the YouTube and Instagram you can connect directly in from TikTok, meaning that's a feature. But as with every other platform, you can also add links. So you can add your link tree link in there, or you can add your website or your podcast link in your bio, and it shows up pretty clear. You're not obstructed by anything. The link just shows up, right?
If you start to notice, it almost eliminates the need for a link tree, because if you can link your YouTube and your Instagram
Yes.
and
Yes.
have a link, you're good.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
The only thing I would say, the pro tip, guys, if you have like a podcast, I would say use a service like Podlink, because Podlink gives you a shortened link, and it when you click on Podlink, what it does is it gives you all the places where your podcast is at. So if a user have like an iPhone, they can click on the iTunes logo and it automatically opens iTunes app on their phone. If I have Android, it automatically opens Google on my phone. Or if I have like a Spotify or something, it will open that on my phone. That way, you're not giving them multiple links to the multiple different places. You're only giving them one link, and they can even listen to the podcast from that link itself. So that's a pro tip for
Podcasters.
your podcast. Okay, guys, Monique, what is the second strategy? TikTok.
All right. So you want to make sure that you share your TikTok videos. As Katie would have mentioned earlier, scrolling through YouTube. Yeah. So on
It has
YouTube,
the stories on the desktop. I wish I could show you guys how it looks, but yeah.
on YouTube, you can see the stories, right? So in between posting your regular content, even on this other platform, you can share your TikTok videos over on other platforms like YouTube to extend your reach and, like Kadia mentioned, drive some traffic over onto your TikTok.
Right, because we're looking at Davian's page still. So, and this is what we're talking about, connecting. Because another strategy, especially when it comes to content, is to don't try to create multiple content for multiple platforms. This is what Davian does. Davian creates his videos in TikTok.
Oh wow! I hybrid.
in TikTok, and then he shares them to his Instagram. And guys, another pro tip: when you connect your Instagram to your TikTok, what happens is when you share your TikTok videos from when you share your TikTok videos to Instagram, TikTok automatically resizes the video for Instagram. Am I the only one that thinks that that's freaking awesome? It automatically resizes the video. So you don't even need another app to go cut and shrink it. It automatically resizes your video. But it resizes it in the 4 by, what is that length?
Portrait size.
It's not portrait. It's I only
It's
know
not
it
the
as
one to one.
the 1080 by 1350. That's all I know it as. But that kind of rectangle
But
size.
that's portrait.
No, portrait is a 1920 by 1080.
Pink Peach is saving you. The ratio is 4-3.
4-3. Thank you. Thank you. So that
Peachy,
is what Davian does, and in that way, no, he is not.
big up yourself.
He is not having to work too hard with the content, right? Because I think this work is especially effective if you have two different sets of audiences. You have an audience on TikTok that is not going to go to Instagram, and you have an audience on Instagram that is not going to really go over to TikTok, which allows you then to share those videos without running into what we call content fatigue, where I'm seeing the exact same videos all over the place, right? It runs into content fatigue. You know who else has benefited from being able to so easily share? Julie Mango.
Oh, girl, talk
Julie
about
Mango
it.
constantly goes
Talk about
viral
it.
because of the ability that she has to share her content across multiple platforms. And this is something you're going to notice. A lot of Instagrammers are making the jump to TikTok because they're growing faster on TikTok than they're growing on Instagram. The growth is through the roof. So Julie Mango constantly goes viral because her content is highly shareable. Yeah, man, she's funny as hell. And she easily shares to other spaces, and because you as a user can download the videos, you can also share. So her community can also help her grow faster because they can download the videos directly to their phone and just share it anywhere, or just share directly from their phone to anywhere without having to download the videos.
You know that one, a platform, and two, a person or a brand has transcended when you get the video then in a WhatsApp. Like, you know,
in your family WhatsApp,
and
or your work WhatsApp.
And so she has Julie Mango. A part of her appeal is the fact that she is cross generational. Like, she creates content. Not only is it nostalgic, but it hits. It's still present and very current, and it is funny. Most of the time, you're laughing out hell, yeah. And she's able to resonate with my parents, with me, with so many persons, because our experiences are just so.
She's very good at capturing, And guys, we did an interview with Julie Mango. It is on her YouTube channel. You can go and watch it, and she explains how she started her, her foray into comedy, etc. All right, guys, let's look at some content strategies now. So we did say you can create your videos in TikTok. You can save your videos without publishing them, and those videos can be downloaded and resized for your other platforms, right? And we did say that you can share directly to other platforms. But, and Monique just said it, you can use your TikTok on your instant messaging apps like WhatsApp to boost your engagement. And here's a pro tip to doing that. Share it to your status. Share it to your WhatsApp status. A lot of people don't know the power of WhatsApp status, but WhatsApp status can actually really get you a lot of views. So share to your WhatsApp status regularly.
Small businesses.
Yes, especially if you're using WhatsApp business. Share to your WhatsApp status to increase visibility on a new product or service, etc. All right. Another good piece of content that you can do on TikTok is to go live. So guys, let me quickly show you what live looks like. Now, if you're in the TikTok app,
It would just be full screen.
It would just be full screen, yes. But notice there's no button here to go live because you have to have 1,000 followers or more on TikTok to be able to go live, right? But before, TikTok didn't allow you to save or download the live. It just disappeared as soon as the live ended. But what happens now is TikTok has changed that because I really do think TikTok is listening to creators.
Yeah.
And now you can save the videos. The videos will appear in your settings and you can download the videos and you can save the videos and the videos can be shared as replay on your platform as well, right? Another thing that I see content creators do a lot on TikTok is that you see once you grow to a certain point, you can repost underperforming content later. So say for instance, your very first video that you posted on TikTok, right? And it never went so good
Never
because you were
slap.
small, but it was actually a good video.
Yeah.
Once you reach a certain point, you can now reshare that content for people to rediscover it. And I think TikTokers do that a lot, a lot, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think another area is okay. Sorry,
Monique, you
I had a brain fart.
Yeah, brain freeze.
I no, I am so sorry. I had a brain fart a while ago. Yeah, all of these areas that we've talked about around content, like thinking about TikTok, it's just been really, 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 really refreshing about how the different shifts and changes in how we're creating content and what that looks like and what persons expect it to look like.
Yeah.
Because a little dance that you did in a living room or something showcasing and sharing different generations coming together, baby come give me something you know, yeah, little something that's so simple can become a trend. And I think also that we should not shy away from creating these trends. So yes, you can join them so that you know you can get more visible, and we're going to talk more about that right now. But we shouldn't be afraid of starting these trends too with our own music and our own stuff.
Mhm.
For sure, and Jamaican creators are kind of, becoming more confident in that. And Anika, let's talk about boosting visibility,
Well, I
right?
want to actually backtrack, and I think it's a nice segue into the boosting visibility
Hmm.
because using influencers, if you are scared
We
about
don't reach
content,
there yet.
but if you're
We're
scared
going to talk
about the
about it.
content creation,
Hmm.
because I feel it in my own bones about
Yes.
the overwhelming nature of having to go and create content.
Yeah,
There's so many great creators out there that you can leverage and boost visibility.
for real. So let's talk about hashtags.
Yeah.
We did say, guys, that hashtags perform extremely well on TikTok. And I'll give an example. And I'll give hashtag Jamaican chef or hashtag Jamaican comedy. Hashtag Jamaican comedy, it has over 350 million views on that hashtag, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So on TikTok, the trick is to make sure that the hashtags that you're using are appropriate to the content that you're sharing, right? Because you don't want to spam hashtags over TikTok because people over on TikTok are harsher when it comes to hashtags, and I'll tell you why. TikTok creates communities, what I call tribes. So you can use hashtags to find your people, to find your tribe. And if I am in this hashtag community and I'm seeing content that doesn't relate to the hashtag that I'm following, it's annoying, right? And so you can lose people that way. So you have to make sure that your hashtags are appropriate to the content that you're sharing, all right?
And truth be told, TikTok is just in that nice sweet spot right now in terms of number of users, where there are enough people that your content
Mhm.
can go viral and you can have millions of views, etc. But there are not too many people
Yeah, you're not inundated.
that somebody can turn around and say, "Hey, yo, pull up your socks. Why you use that hashtag? That hashtag don't go there, so."
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm seeing in on my For You page, I see a variety of big creators, small creators, micro creators. I get a variety because of the hashtag communities that I'm in. All right, guys. Another thing about hashtag Monique is that you can create or adopt your own hashtags to increase views. And I'll give you an example. So Jamaican chef hashtag, I should say hashtag Jamaican chef, has about a couple of hundreds of thousands of views, right? Not hundreds of millions. So it's 5 million plus views. But I want you to notice something as I scroll down. Chef Ricardo, Chef Ricardo, Chef Ricardo. And if I should continue scrolling down, you're going to find that Chef Ricardo pops up under this hashtag a lot more
Quite
than some
often.
other people.
Yeah.
Chef Ricardo is because Chef Ricardo has really taken ownership of this particular hashtag. So when you hashtag Jamaican chef on TikTok, he's going to come up most often. So this is one of the ways that I say you can adopt a hashtag that is already there. You can adopt it and make it your own, and that way you can increase visibility because Jamaican food is popular on TikTok and Jamaican chef is akin to the Jamaican food. So it's easy for people to make that jump and search for these different things. And of course, it's easy for you to find your own community there as well.
I think another way, the most obvious way in terms of boosting your visibility is to jump on one of the challenges that exist. Because
Yes.
if
Before we go to challenges, though, one more
yeah,
hashtag. So it's the geographic hashtag, guys. To help establish your brand or business and to find your tribe. And we say this all the time, Monique, whether it's on, yeah, and Anika, you can attest to this, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, hashtags can really help you find your tribe, right? But it is hyper, what do you call that now? It is hyper, it's more so on TikTok than anywhere else because especially if you're using geographic hashtags. So hashtag Jamaican TikTok has over 700 million views. Hashtag Caribbean TikTok has over 370 plus million views. And that's where we're talking about the hashtag communities because they always have the TikTok at the end. So hashtag food TikTok, hashtag pet TikTok, hashtag whatever TikTok. And that is how you know that there's a community of those persons, right? So that's kind of how you can find communities on TikTok. But if you're using the geographic hashtags, it is really helpful for you to then align yourself with a major geographic hashtag, which is hashtag Jamaica. Hashtag Jamaica has 2.5 billion views on TikTok. It is super popular on TikTok. So that's one way. So, Monique, you're talking about challenges.
right. So, and I think we've basically settled it because I think that's the lowest hanging fruit in terms of jumping on the challenges. But also, there are lots of trends that oh, this is an example of a
This is
challenge.
an example. This is a Jamaican called Kedisha. Her brand is Pedicure, and she
Yeah.
does a lot of these kind of trends and challenges to creatively show off her products, which are wigs.
Okay, yeah. So there are the challenges, and then there are trends. So there may be certain themes or stuff that you see persons using, and then you can actually jump on the different trends to increase your visibility because literally people enjoy it. People enjoy sometimes it's a song that's repeated and you're creating your own dance to the song. Sometimes there's a specific routine. We imitated the pointing and whatever, but you're adding your own flair and flavor to some of these
And
challenges
the
and
app
to
makes
some of
it
the
easy.
trends. Oh, she looks so good. I can't
The
even.
app makes it easy for you to do it too.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if
the
you
whole
can creatively
integration.
use the challenges, what was that, Anika?
No, I was saying the app makes it easy for
Yeah.
you to be able to repurpose the music,
Yeah.
to do the stitching, all
Oh,
that.
I forgot that part because the sounds you would have had to go to
Hmm.
an audio library or something to
Before,
get,
but you don't
and,
have to do
and
that
then
now.
Instagram with them Instagram music not available in your region and reels not available in your region and everything
Mhm.
not available in your region. Why TikTok, who is 1/4 of your budget, can do that? But me not say
Yeah.
nothing.
Yes. So guys, that's one strategy. Make sure that you're getting in on the trends, you're participating in the challenges, and you're using the sound tools to also find your audience as well. Anika, you were talking about influencers. Let's talk about influencers. Partnering with influencers and other brands in your niche. Why is that important?
Well, especially if you're just starting out and you are a little wary about the platform as well, you can leverage some of these amazing creators and find. And here's the thing, and you and I have spoken about this as well, because I am iffy about influencers and I'm more passionate about brand advocates. So if you're going to utilize an influencer, make sure that they're really aligned with what your brand is about. So it's not just about going after the person who has a ton of followers, which is great for the visibility because that's what we're talking about. But you want people who are going to actually advocate for your brand. And because TikTok is so community heavy and they're literally engaging with their own community, you want that person to be basically a spokesperson and almost an affiliate, an extension of your brand
Yeah,
to their own community. So you can leverage people and really maximize on your visibility by you don't have to be creating all of these things, at the top of this conversation, Katie, is that you don't have to be on all of these platforms. You really
yeah,
don't. You really don't. But you can leverage the people who are doing amazing things on these platforms for your
for
brand,
sure.
especially as a small business. So that's
I,
one of
I
my big points.
Yeah, I came across this particular TikTok and I thought it was super creative. And this is how you use sounds, going back to the sounds. So she's actually creating a peanut punch and she's using the Vibes Cartel song to talk
Peanut.
about the ingredients. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the song is the Vibes Cartel song. I don't know if it is called Peanut Punch. What is the name of that song, Monique?
Oh God, why you put me on the spot?
I don't know what the name of the song is.
No.
In the song, he's talking about what you put in a peanut punch. And what she does is she uses the sound when she's talking about what are the ingredients that she's using. And I just thought this was hella creative. And this is one way you can actually put your stuff out there in a very creative way and build your brand that way. So this is also a good thing. So guys, TikTok is also a place where you can advocate for your brand. And by advocating, oh, and this guy, I think this is a partnership with Grace. I'm not sure, but everything he's actually using here is Grace. So even if it's not a partnership
Absolutely.
with Grace, it is a good way to get their attention.
Mm-hmm.
So
Listen, he had that official
The
Grace
that
apron.
is
apron.
how
That was a
official
that
Aaron.
yeah
No.
man.
Julie Mango
That
had
was
done
a
something as well, so I
with
think
the
it's
same
Grace.
apron. So
Yeah,
Okay,
you
okay,
it's
know
Grace.
okay,
that's the official stamp, and
okay,
the
yeah.
song was Bokopina, where she
Okay,
Bokopina.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
So there is also, using, and this is talking about influencers. This is our big influencer. She's called The World Up Closer. She's very big on Instagram and she's big on TikTok as well. And what she does is she does a lot of inland traveling and traveling around Jamaica, etc. And she will go to these different places and she will do really cool
around the
videos
world.
like this. And you can see how many likes it has gotten, 180,000 likes. No, the only downside is that this particular villa that she's showing here, so Tumbleweed Cottage, is not on TikTok, and they could have really capitalized off of this if they were, because user generated content, as Anika was saying, is really good, especially if it's coming from influencers. So this is a good way to partner with an influencer within your or a brand within your industry and niche, etc. So I think this was a really good example from the world of Closer. But let's talk about advocating for your brand, guys. Now, this girl, she is a
Pimple
beauty.
popper.
She's the that's what literally what I was gonna call her. She's like the Jamaican version of Dr. Pimple Popper. But her thing is really skin treatment, etc. Now, in this video, what she's actually done is she has used a particular chemical peel and she is now asking her community to help her to get the attention of the brand that she used so she can become an official partner of the brand. And I thought that was really cool. And the way she does it is by using content. So she's like, listen, this is the requirements from the brand. I think I meet the requirements, guys. Help me to get their attention so we can make something happen.
Tag
So
them
I
up.
can become their official partner in in
That's
Jamaica.
community for you.
Community for you. And notice the community already start tagging them. The perfect derma peel. So the community is tagging them, and persons are asking where you located, where you located, where you located, because they want to find out what to say to the people that whatever. Because I think if she explains in the video that there's some geographic issue as well, so that's why you see people asking her where you located so much. But I thought this was really cool. And this same girl, I think her page is a really great example. You know that 105? She only has 6,000 followers on Instagram, guys. For sure, you the growth, right? So she does a lot of these kinds of things, guys. And believe it or not, people popping pimples is actually popular content, right? I dare y'all to say that.
Satisfying.
So she does that on her page a lot, and it's a good way of showing her workmanship. It's a good way of showing results, and it's a good way of getting clients. And she's a licensed beauty therapist, she says, right? So this is one way you can use TikTok, guys, to advocate for your brand and to expand into other markets, which is what this lady was trying to do. And guys, let's wrap it up. So the last strategy we have for you is in terms of customer service and reputation management. You guys don't pay attention to that enough. But with the dueting and the stitch feature on and this is, guys, earlier I was talking about being able to respond to a comment using a video. This is an example of that. So somebody left a comment and she has responded to it. The good thing is that in the caption section, it actually will take you back to the original video so you can follow the line of conversation. But I think this is really cool. And this is also a good customer service tactic, using Duet and Stitch and your ability to do a video response to answer your customers or potential customers, to answer their questions, to engage with them, to make them get to know you. I think is really good for building your customer base.
And the bio Q&A feature as well.
There's a bio Q&A feature?
Yes, girl. In the settings, you just turn on a Q&A. The little icon will pop up. You can press it and you can ask the people questions and respond.
It's true.
It's helpful.
Yes, and then they can answer it in their own time. So guys, use the Stitch, use the Duet feature. And this is a creative way you can do it. Say for instance, you are she's a licensed esthetician, right? And she comes across a very viral video of somebody talking about some acne problems that they have. She can then stitch or duet that video and give like examples. So she can say, hey guys, look at this person have this particular condition, or she think this person has this condition. This is how she would treat it, blah, 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 blah. So you see how that can help her. Then she's now using a viral video, and now she's stitched her comment to the viral video, which can also, the virality can also brush off on her in that way. And that way she can get extra views as well. And you can, as I said, you can use it for relationship management, building your community, and to also help with your customer service and reputation management. So guys, that is it for us for the hashtag strategy for the TikTok. For your TikTok strategies. And before we go, we're going to leave you with some hashtag recommendations. So, Monique, if you're a business, what are some popular hashtags you can use in your posts?
All right. So some of it is unique to size. So because we're talking about small businesses, for the benefit of our community, literally using hashtag small business TikTok, for Black-owned businesses, Black business TikTok, even hashtag business TikTok, Black business, Black-owned business, because that's what we're here to represent. So those are some
own business,
of course.
What was that one, Anika?
Woman-owned business.
Yes,
female-owned business.
Yeah.
That's right. He looked like he looked like he might have way too much fun.
Well, this is a brand. This is a Jamaican, and it's actually not the brand itself. It's actually the one of their employees who actually has this platform.
Because him knows that people are gonna come to him and him are gonna get the tips.
This is why
Yeah,
this is strategy, guys. It's
yeah, and
strategy.
him I go tell them the way if not go through the company and to pay him for the
Well,
tour.
no, don't say that. We
Okay,
don't
I'm
No,
know.
come
just
on,
All
Monique.
right,
you
some
did you did you did you
I'm
see
getting
that
don't get
aggressive.
did
about to take out the man.
did you see that
Victor,
did you see that Tarzan swing a while ago and that
Stop.
bounce on top of the black man a while ago? Okay.
You all look on different things than
There
what we
is
are look
there
on.
is
I was
there
using it
there
innocently as an
there
example.
there are layers to that video, okay?
Thirsty much.
we will not talk about the songs Monique was singing before we went
Before
live.
we
No,
went live, okay, I
no.
don't know what's going on with her today. All right, guys, if you're a creator,
Today.
here are some hashtags. She know herself. There are some hashtags you can use. So, black creators of TikTok, Jamaican content creators, black content creators. Guys, listen, black people just are carrying this thing over on TikTok, and that's just the truth. In fact, a lot of these trends that we're talking about, where you see white people jump on, big platforms adopt trends from smaller black content creators, and then it goes viral and they don't credit black creators. That's one of the downsides to TikTok.
To
This is going to
America.
sound really funny, but
America.
we Jamaicans are not necessarily involved in that aspect of it necessarily. We tend to, and this is why I think we have such an advantage. We tend to be able to avoid a lot of the downsides to these platforms than African Americans do because of where they are and because of where we are. And our culture is so different that a lot of these things are not problematic for us necessarily, or so we tend to avoid a lot of these little pitfalls here and there. But anyways, but some general hashtags that you should use, again, geographic hashtag, hashtag Jamaica, hashtag Caribbean TikTok, hashtag Caribbean, hashtag Jamaican TikTok. And that's it, guys. That's it. And I think TikTok is really cool.
Yeah, and I really want to encourage anybody, particularly persons who have products, physical products, things that they can show the process of. I'm literally replaying in my mind some body butter DIY videos that I've
That
seen,
is fine,
and
Monique.
that beyond any other dance, beyond any
Yes.
other excitement, that's the image, the video that comes up in my mind
Mhm.
when I'm thinking about, when I think about TikTok and just some interesting content. So I guess
Yeah.
I need to watch some body butter creation videos tonight.
Yeah, man, and and what I use TikTok, guys, because I'm not on TikTok, but I use TikTok like how I use Pinterest. If you're a marketer or a digital marketer, whatever, TikTok is a really good place to look at what's trending, what's
Yeah.
popular,
Mhm.
and it's also a good place to do research. I use Pinterest for research, like, okay, look at how people create them graphics, etc. Because I'm a huge graphic, I have a problem. I'm a graphic junkie. So I will use TikTok for that same reason. How are they creating videos? How are they stitching? How are they doing things? What are some of the
Yeah.
creative ways that they're showing their videos over there? And I can then borrow those ideas for other platforms. So you don't even have to be on TikTok necessarily, but you can use it as a research platform. If you're a marketer, you're a content creator. And I say Pink Pete says that she can't take another platform. Girl, is you for the on
Especially
TikTok because
exactly, Pink
you is
Peach.
a
Come
food
on.
creator. Miss
What's on
What's
the
New on the
menu?
show? Yes,
Yeah.
and you for the on TikTok. You're gonna do very well on TikTok. Guys, we're going to
Wait, I
be
want to
talking.
add two things regarding TikTok.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
go
Two
ahead.
things. As a parent, there's also a really cool feature in TikTok where you have parent pairing, where you can also somewhat monitor your child's content.
Mhm.
So that's also very helpful. Just check it out in the settings.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's a big assumption that is only like Gen Z and younger that are
Mhm.
on TikTok, but the stats actually show that is over 64% of all TikTok users are over the age of 20. So y'all need to start milking it now.
Y'all need to start milking it. And
People who have the money are
Vanessa,
there.
you need to hop on like how Wanga Gal has
Is
hopped on to
yes,
TikTok.
and
Yes,
she's been
I love her
producing some
content.
content.
Yes, and
Yeah.
she does a lot of behind the scenes of her work. So you see
Yeah,
the
which is
nice,
right.
pretty picture them over on
On
Instagram,
Instagram.
on TikTok to show you the behind the scenes, and I think that's very clever.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, thank you
See,
so much for
killing two birds
staying.
with one stone.
Yes,
But
yes, yes, yes.
you can't leave yet because we're going to announce the result for the trivia question.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
this one, this one got a lot of listen. You know that things get festive when you see me hair
Anika,
color.
Auntie Patsy, she thought you were gonna say over 70.
All right, Auntie Pat.
When your hair color jar turn into a ruffle picker, right? So
So the question,
just to
yes.
remind you what our trivia question was, we asked who is this person and what is he famous for? And the answer is this is Tom Anderson. He was a co-founder. You would have never know there was a co before that. Founder of MySpace,
The
and
MySpace.
he was your first friend on MySpace on that platform. Fun fact: at its peak, MySpace boasted over 200 million users. Tom sold the platform for a whopping 580 million US dollars. Oh my God.
Yeah, I came across when I was doing the research for this. I came across. I don't know if you guys know Love Ellie. What's her name? Love it. She's African. She's a comedian. Anyways, she did an article because Tom popped off on somebody on Twitter. Hey, read the person for filth. The person was saying he was saying, guys, let's not get so worked up over the Facebook terms and conditions, which is interesting because it's Facebook knocked MySpace
MySpace. Yeah.
off. So he was
Listen,
saying, guys, y'all don't need to be complaining about the terms and conditions of Facebook. It's not that serious. And then somebody goes, says the person who couldn't make MySpace work. Oh, Tom said so. Tom dip up on them nastiness. Tom said, yeah, the person who sold it for $580 million and was
bam.
retired at the age of 80, unlike you who's still working just so you can. Me say when Tom
Right,
down
Tom.
there, me go, okay, God. Tom took him to church, amen.
Take me to
And the guy
church.
staring. All them no comments. All no comment. But
Yikes.
Tom has become a
Yikes.
cultural icon for persons who are on the internet. Okay, from the 99s to the 2000s, he's still very relevant. And it's a punctuation mark in the whole history of social media because MySpace was the shit. Like,
Absolutely.
What was the
and
song
I
that
think
played on your
MySpace at the
profile?
time is even more popular than
Listen,
the most popular platform now,
I had a
comparatively.
playlist,
I
okay?
had a playlist as
I had a
well, but there was a
playlist and
song
I
that would play on your
remember
profile.
the first one was Buy You a Drink by T-Pain. My background, I had a background. It was black and
Yeah,
it
the
had
butterflies and the
sprinkles.
I
No, man,
had
it wasn't
butterflies.
butterflies. It was
I had
sprinkles. It was
butterflies.
sprinkles. Oh my God. There was a lot of
you know,
T-Pain. There
for
was a lot
this,
of
I never had
Akon,
MySpace. I had
Chris
High Five.
Brown.
I was a
Listen,
High
I
Five
I
had
had
High
girl.
Five
both,
too.
of
Listen,
course.
I remember High Five, MySpace, and Tagged because
And tagged,
you
yes.
could not go on the halls and not be talking about what was going on one of the three.
Yeah.
So and then Facebook happened, and then I was like,
Facebook knocked them, block
where's
all them all.
hold on now, where's the background? Where's my
The
playlist?
background. I miss the
Yeah, like I
background
was
and
And
like,
everything.
everybody's
MySpace could
profile is the
have
same.
survived. MySpace could have survived Facebook, but it was mismanagement as well. Kind of did them in because a lot of people went to Facebook and go, but it's
Yeah,
boring.
Yeah.
The
it was.
service
I was
less.
like, I can't have my playlist. Like people can't hear the songs that I like to listen to. Like it was like the ghetto.
Who
But
remembers Tina Tequila?
Oh yeah. I remember
Tina
Tila.
Tequila is one of the
no.
persons who also made MySpace very
Yes.
popular. And then when she exited MySpace, a lot of people persons left with her as well.
All right,
So
guys.
again, bad management.
I
Yes,
need to
yes, yes,
say
yes.
who
So
the
who's the
winner
winner?
is.
Who is the winner
All
of
right. No,
the
I need my drum roll.
what is it called? Micro price? What is it? Mono price. Pro Audio Series USB microphone. Monique, do you have it? You can show it.
Oh,
Should not have it. Should call him.
I have it,
Call him.
but
Can't see a thing.
Radio voice.
Come, dear radio. Do your
Radio
Jeopardy
announcer
when
voice.
do your Vanna
Display.
White voice, your Jeopardy voice,
Jesus Christ.
and invisible.
And in this evening, we have the Mona Prize condenser microphone. It's a powerful tool to help you to amplify the voice. All right, guys. So the winner for this week's prize, and there are conditions. You have to DM us, whether you want to slide in on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, it don't matter, but DM us, slide in those DMs, and give us your contact information. Tell us where you're there, because we can't send it into cyberspace, So the winner of this week's trivia question is, and this is somebody from Twitter. I have their @ It's at CHH_nation. So that's Just Sam is their name on Twitter. And the handle is CHH_nation. No, you deserve it because you follow me. You follow me. And you like up with things in your comments. Yeah. So please, within 48 hours or else it goes back into the pool. It's fair game, baby.
Yes. Innovator TV says your high five page was custom and colorful. Yes, I thought it was more customizable. So that's why I preferred high five. Guys, thank you so much. Anika, thank you so much for being here. Guys, you're going to be seeing Anika's face a lot more.
Just maybe.
To the pretty face. Okay, you're going to be seeing her a lot more over in digital Jamaica because we're cooking up some 10. Yeah, so you're going to see her a lot more. So this was kind of like our way of soft introducing her to y'all. So Anika, thank you so much for being here, ma'am.
My pleasure.
And thank
guys,
you
make
for
sure
staying with us, for the show.
Guys, make sure that you're following us across our social media platforms on LinkedIn, Twitter, outside, outside of social media too, on YouTube. Really appreciate your support. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys next time.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you next week.